Hey everybody, it's EC again, and this time I am ranting! Because I actually do have a fairly good reason to be ranting. Okay, so, story time. Religiously, and I mean religiously, every year, without fail, my family waits until the end of October, beginning of November, for it to rain. And we order pizza. And that night, we watch the first disc, or the entire film, depending on how late it is, of the Fellowship of the Ring Extended Edition. And it gives me life. The following night we watch either the second disc of the first movie or the second movie, which are not the same thing. So eventually we get all the way through all of the extended editions, both discs, of the entirety of Lord of the Rings. And once we have all three extended editions of The Hobbit, then we will also be watching that, probably in the spring based on what my father says, which hurts inside because I just want to watch it like Unexpected Journey, and then Desolation of Smaug, and then the Battle of the Five Armies, and then the Fellowship of the Ring, and then the Two Towers, and then the Return of the King, which is how I'm going to do it with my children. Anyway, start time over. It hurts me to know that there are some people out there who have not seen the extended edition. They do not know that the goblin is twitching because Gimli's axe is embedded in its nervous system. Shake, shake, shake. And they do not know that Frodo and Sam saw elves passing through the woods outside of the Shire, heading off to the west, and that made Sam sad. And it makes me sad to know that they also do not understand that Sauron was not yet dead. Saruman. Saruman wasn't dead when they went to Isengard. 'Cause he wasn't. He was up there on the tower being annoying with his magic crystal Palantir and his stupid magic rod and stupid, not worm, is it worm? I don't know. The annoying guy who was he spat on Aragorn's head. You know who I'm talking about. Anyway, and it makes me sad to know that people do not realize that Wormtongue's final act was to kill the man who had insulted his king. And that Legolas was such a poor shot that he shot poor Wormtail in the chest. Anyway, it just makes me sad when people don't realize all these interesting little details that really make the story way more profound than it should have been. Like, for example, I was scrolling through Tumblr. Yes, I'm on Tumblr. Don't judge me. I was scrolling through Tumblr and I saw this post, and it was like this comic that someone drew, beautiful art. I don't remember who did it. And it was like, it was the scene at the end of the third movie where Bilbo and Frodo are in the little carriage and they're rolling along, and Frodo's like, "Bilbo, my lad!" And Frodo's like, "Yes, my dear depraved uncle. I want to see that ring I gave you." And Frodo's like, "I lost it?" And Frodo's like, and Bilbo's all, "Oh, okay." And they drew that. But then there was this picture that was just them sitting there, and then Bilbo went, "Oh, what about the Mithril shirt I gave you? The one Thorin gave me?" And Frodo's like, "Oh, Uncle, I lost that too." And Frodo he starts crying. He's like, "It's okay, I don't mind. It's just an old thing anyway. It doesn't matter." And he's crying. And I just sat there staring at my computer screen like, Frodo, what, are you telling me that Marion she didn't see the extended edition? Which made me kind of want to, shoot myself. Anyway, so the thing is, in the extended edition, there's this creepy monster called the Mouth of Sauron, and he's basically, gross. Really gross. So, he rides out to the gate, and he's like, "I am here to entreat with the King of Gondor." And it's disgustingly beautiful. And so he's like, "Oh yes, the little ring bearer, we killed him, you see." And he pulls out the Mithril shirt, and Pippin goes, "Frodo!" And Gandalf's like, "Shush." And Merry goes, "No!" And Gandalf's like, "Silence!" And the Mouth of Sauron goes, "We wanted you to know he died painfully." And then he throws on the Mithril shirt, and Merry's like, I believe very firmly that Merry eventually did give Frodo back his Mithril shirt, which could have bought the Shire, excuse me, and that Frodo did, in fact, give it back to Bilbo at some point in time. Do not tell me that child was so selfish that he kept it for himself, excuse me. Anyway, so I just wanted to get that off my chest, and I wanted to tell you all, if you get the chance to see the extended edition, please, 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 please do, because it is so, so worth it, and it's really just, like, amazing how many details are in there. And I feel a whole lot better if I knew that there were people out there who understood these little connections that are there, that are, like, some of them even reference back to the books, and they can't put it in the regular version, so they just put it in the extended edition. And it really makes the whole thing have kind of a bigger impact, you know. So, I'm done ranting now. Lots of love, everybody. Go get your moonshine on.